Buddhism does not save good people, Buddhism does not save evil people, but Buddhism only saves enlightened people. Vong Nak and Tran Batan asked about the Tao. Dear Mr. Tan Tien, after more than 40 years of preaching, why did Buddha Shakyamuni train more than 1,000 arahants, but Elder Tik Thong Lak has not trained any arahants? Is there a problem with Master Thong Lak's practice? Please, Master Tan Tien, explain it to me. Reply. 1. Arahant Tik Thong Lak only preaches the original teachings of Buddha. He re-enlightened the true Buddhism that had been buried in the dark and gloomy darkness of the Mahayana heresy. Absolutely, he taught nothing. At the same time, he exposed the evil of the Mahayana scriptures circulating among the people as a poison that harms the monastic life, turning monastic life into a tool to serve the development of Mahayana. A monk who was initially poor, practiced, chanted, cried out, begged the gods for nothing, and then after many years became a powerful monk, deceived the people, became rich, and enjoyed worldly pleasures. 2. The time of Buddha. A. Fanatics. Once they believe in the dogma of a religion, they are fanatically devoted to that religion and are willing to die for that religion alone. Therefore, once someone believes in Buddha Shakyamuni, they will be loyal and do exactly what Buddha Shakyamuni taught. Thanks to that, they will all attain enlightenment as they wish. B. In addition, during the Buddha's time, people were very poor and did not have much desire, so monks and nuns easily abandoned desire, abandoned evil dharmas, and increased good dharmas. Thanks to that, the Buddha's dharma entered the mind easily, and together brought practitioners to attain enlightenment. C. People in Buddha's time were not only poor but also illiterate, because they did not have the opportunity to cultivate knowledge. Therefore, they easily developed liberational knowledge. Thanks to that, practitioners attained enlightenment in a short time. In summary, during Buddha's time, monks and nuns followed Buddha to study and practice for liberation, to master birth, aging, sickness, death, and to escape from suffering as a human being, and to encounter less difficulties. 3. Today's era. A. Practitioners rely on the knowledge that has been cultivated since childhood. In addition, they have been infected and addicted to the Mahayana scriptures of thinking. Everyone is poisoned into praying, begging, depending on others. B. Thanks to the development of science serving humanity, thanks to the continuous and remarkable improvement of social activities, practitioners are pushed to the utmost satisfaction of their lust for the body. Satisfying lust has become a habit of enjoyment and love fetters develop strongly in the mind, impossible to give up. C. The practitioner considers that he is intelligent and knowledgeable, becomes stubborn, blind and obstinate, self-righteous, and does not dare to look at the hard truth. D. Master Thong Lak teaches the true Dharma, which overturns the entire thoughts of what practitioners have practiced. Therefore, they absolutely do not believe in Master Thong Lak. Because of past habits, they cannot practice exactly as Master Thong Lak teaches. Typically, their minds are familiar with the chanting of Amitabha Buddha, they cannot let go. Or the captivating sutras, they have chanted by heart for more than 5-10 years, how can they forget? E. The practitioner who studies with Master Thong Lak, carries with him a probing mentality and hopes to obtain an Arhat degree, in order to return to the temple to teach Buddhists, in order to show off his reputation and earn a living, just like the monks who get a doctorate in Buddhism. They practice not to be liberated, not to master birth, aging, sickness, death and escape rebirth as a suffering human being, but they practice to get a degree to become a lecturer. Just like Mahayana. Practice is to enjoy worldly blessings. F. The habits of greed to satisfy the body. From material to spiritual, the practitioner cannot give up to practice according to the true Buddha Dharma. G. The Chan Nu monastery was invaded by Mahayana people to cause true likeness waves, causing the monks to feel uneasy in their practice, and Master Thong Lak could not fulfill his wish, creating at least one arahant, for the above reasons, and especially because the practice is too new. Practitioners do not have enough faith to diligently practice according to the right Dharma in order to attain enlightenment. 4. The Mahayana view holds that according to Buddhism, monks and nuns all have the same wishes and prayers to save the suffering people. Therefore, there are people who, because of the suffering of living beings, become monks, pray, and beg the gods to save the suffering living beings. Meanwhile, at school, there are people who volunteer to study to become doctors for the sake of patients. To become doctors so that they can treat illnesses and help patients escape pain. How rude. How ironic. Doctors treat monks, nuns, Buddhists and common people. But the teachers, monks and common people together pray to gods, Buddhas and trivial spirits to cure the sick. How stupid. How clever. If praying to God, Buddha, and deities can cure illnesses, then why do monks, nuns, teachers, and people go to doctors and hospitals? 5. Meanwhile, according to the Dharma, Buddhism is not to save evil people, and Buddhism is not to save good people, but Buddhism only saves enlightened people through the Four Noble Truths. If anyone has understood the Four Noble Truths, clearly knows that his or her identity is like foam, like a ephemeral flower, like a flower that blooms in the morning and fades in the evening, and is determined to practice to master birth, aging, sickness, death, and escape rebirth as a suffering human being, then take the Buddha's teachings, close the door, fight alone, and conquer the greed in our body and mind, that is enlightenment. Obviously, practicing according to the true Buddha Dharma does not require knowing whether a person is a good or bad person, but only knowing that whoever is willing to reduce greed, that person will practice and attain the desired results. 6. Through his own experience and through the Venerable Elder's true interpretation of the Buddha's teachings, Master Tan Tien shared that, to practice the right Dharma, practitioners need to first become familiar with the Buddha's teachings. When our mind is familiar with the Buddha's teachings, we will have firm faith, diligence, and peace of mind to practice and progress towards attainment of fruition. It is necessary to practice the method of right intention, cultivate the 6 basic methods to familiarize the mind. When the mind is familiar, the opportunity comes. We decide to enter the holy stream to practice, then choose only one method and only one, practice diligently from 1 month to 12 months until that method enters the mind, then we will attain the result right at that moment. Note: currently, many kind-hearted people invite Buddhists to read the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, the 12 Links of Dependent Origination, the 37 Factors of Enlightenment, and the 5 aggregates in the scriptures of Master Thong Lak to understand the true Buddha Dharma. Some readers believe that the above Buddha teachings are also recorded in Mahayana scriptures. That's right. The Mahayana Sutras also teach the above-mentioned Dharma talks. But, the Mahayana scriptures teach it all wrong. Because of wrong teachings, practitioners have been practicing wrongly for over 2,500 years without anyone knowing. It is thanks to the grace of Venerable Thich Thong Lak that we awaken to see the hard truth. Most obvious. 1. Monks and nuns practice not to escape suffering, but to become a powerful person, enjoy wealth and prosperity. 2. In the Eightfold Path there is right livelihood. Mahayana and Buddhist universities around the world teach that right livelihood is a profession. Because of wrong teachings, they turned Buddhism into a commercial market. Monks with doctorates serve many professions to earn a living. Obviously, becoming a monk means giving up wife and children, fame and fortune, and only having to beg for 1 meal a day. 3. In the 12 causes and conditions, there is the cause of birth. Mahayana and Buddhist universities around the world teach that dependent origination is birth. Because of this wrong teaching, monks secretly marry and have children for the people to raise. 4. In the 37 Bodhipaka Bhumi, they are clueless, explaining in a roundabout way like an eel winding around in circles. They do not understand what the 7 factors of enlightenment are. What are the 4 divine powers? At the same time, the 4 immortal purities, Mahayana and the great Buddhist schools teach, chanting sutras, beating the gospel, praying to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and precepts. What a shame! Praying to Buddha and the Holy Sangha is still forgiving, but how about praying to the Dharma and praying to the precepts? 5. Scholars pride themselves on their profound knowledge of Buddhism, but they recite sutras by heart to show off their good memory, without understanding anything. Master Thong Lak calls this kind of people birds learning human language. For example, in the Mahayana Sutras, it is recorded that Buddha taught Subhata that, as long as the monks practice and preach the Dharma correctly, this world will never be empty of liberated arahants. Buddha taught clearly, the right way. Meanwhile, Mahayana monks and nuns practice wrongly. When hungry they eat, when thirsty they drink, when sad they sleep, their pockets are full of money, they wander around freely. Yet those who claim to be knowledgeable in Buddhism, upon seeing a thief wearing a monk's robe, immediately bowed and worshipped, causing the common people to mistakenly and foolishly imitate him. Little do they know that the clothes do not make the monk.